Hello, we are sitting in Jyväskylä and a little bit more specific in Säynätsalo in the town hall in the middle of the city of a small island close to Jyväskylä. I'm here with Dr. Leena Rossi, Director for Spatial Planning in the city of Jyväskylä. Thank you that you're here with us. And we're sitting here in Alvar Aalto building. The interview is about Alvar Aalto. I'm sitting with an expert here. And Alvar Aalto created this building, which then became very recently one of the 25 most significant and outstanding buildings in the world when it comes to architecture. Dr. Leena Rossi, thank you for being here with us, explain about the building, but also about yourself. You're very, very keen on Alvar Aalto, and you're an architect, and you come from here. Tell us about your story.
Yes, hello. And actually, I was born here in Säynätsalo, which is an island in the middle of Finland by the Lake Päijänne. And I was only 2 weeks old baby when my mother brought me here in this building because there was children's healthcare center. And I used to work here as a teenager. I got very interested in architecture. I wanted to study it. And during my studies, I worked at the Alvar Aalto Museum, which is located here in Jyväskylä, as a guide. And I met very much people who were interested in art. And after that, I have done many things, studies. I specialized in urban planning, but there has always been some art in my life.
Yeah, it's hard to not be Alvar Aalto when you're in Jyväskylä.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Like we have Alvar Aalto and Jyväskylä belong together. How is that?
Well, Jyväskylä is known as a city of education. And Aalto moved here as a little boy because his father wanted him to have a very good Finnish-speaking education. And he went to school here and studied architecture, came back here and designed his first public buildings here. And then bit by bit became a worldwide known architect, but he all the time had a personal interest and a personal life also here. He spent all his summers here in the island of Muuratsalå. He had his summer cottage there and knew a lot of people from here. And during his work time, he designed more than 30 significant buildings here in the Jyväskylä region.
In the region.
Yes.
Wow. So that was his base. This is where he got inspiration from. Where did he get the inspiration from?
I don't know. He was a very visionary person, and he got married with Aino Aalto, who was also an architect, and together they had an interest towards Italy. And they went to honeymoon there and then starting designing and got inspired of the landscape here. Aalto said that the landscape here is a little bit like Italian in Tuscany, the valleys and the lake hills and so on. And he got inspired and designed his buildings specifically for this landscape. This place.
Okay, so wherever he went, he tried to build a building which fits into the same landscape.
Yes.
It's not only the building, it's also the surrounding, which then belongs to the building.
Yes. And I think that is, we too easily perhaps think about, that kind of building. But I think if we can open up our eyes and see, this kind of landscape, this kind of lakes, this kind of culture. And there's Aalto building as a piece of this culture, this landscape, and we can understand the architecture as part of the surroundings. We can learn more, and it's interesting.
Yes, when you come here, first it's a small island. You come over the bridge and you come to this town hall. It feels like it's in nature. It's really, and we see nature is taking over the building a little bit. So there's so much nature in every of the buildings. It's not youth style. It's Alvar Aalto style.
Yes, well, Aalto, he developed his architectural themes and so on during his career. And why was this building appreciated in that sense, like you said in the beginning? Why is this among those 25 modern buildings? Is because this building is an actual town hall, a very important building of 3,000 inhabitants. There is their administration, culture, library, there are apartments, there are places to come together, there are services like that, and it's like a little city in this small city, and all the materials and so on. There are local wood here, and this red brick is very, very pleasant, the atmosphere, so yes.
When we have this building here, we walk through the rooms and there's a lot of furniture of Alvar Aalto. So he was not only creating the building, he created everything in here.
Yeah, yes, that's part of his work. So he made designs and plans for regions, like for Lapland, and then with his wives and with his colleagues, he designs these lightings and chairs and door handles and everything.
So we sit on Alvar Aalto chair.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
You would not recognize. And what I learned is that in Finland, every household has something from Alvar Aalto. Not that they particularly go out to shop for this, but it just belongs to the day-to-day life of a Finnish household.
Yes, that's true. And that's interesting that also those small stools, they were designed in 1930s and they are still available. You can still buy them. You can still use them. You can give them to your children. It's so eternal.
So architects around the world were traveling here already many years ago, 2 decades ago, and they came here to study Alvar Aalto. Now this developed into something even bigger.
Yes, I have worked and visited many places and met very much architects from worldwide, and it's a dream for every architect one time perhaps come here to see this building. And during recent years, there is not only architects who want to see Aalto's buildings, but whoever who is interested in culture and modern heritage, or to visit to see beautiful places. They want nowadays see Aalto's architecture.
And this is not a closed place. You can come in here.
Yes.
I had the pleasure to watch an 11-minute video when I came in to know about where I am, which stunned me. So a lot of buildings, of those 30 buildings you mentioned, are they open for public?
There are more and more buildings that are open public, and that is great. I think there are even roads, and you can find more and more information from the internet. When are these buildings open, when to come and see. And this town hall is not only building in Finland and in the region that are more accessible to public nowadays.
So before you travel here, where you come from, in many languages, I assume, you have the information on you can create your own bucket list on this is the Alvar Aalto buildings I would like to visit. It's not just standing in front of the building and someone is closing the door. So
Yeah.
you can
And there are also, you can even spend the night here. And this is not the only place where you can rent a room and come overnight and visit. So you can really enjoy the buildings.
The Jyväskylä University, is that an Alvar Aalto building?
Yes, yes.
And it's said that students come to Finland to study there to be able to say that I was studying at.
Yes, I think so, yes. It's not only one building, there are several buildings. It's again an environment designed by Alvar Aalto. And it's not only about the buildings, there is this beautiful gardens and sports fields and so on that are designed by Alvar Aalto. So yes, that's true.
What would you say Alvar Aalto's creator was? He wanted to get in as much as light as possible. We can see this in this hallway, but also having some cozy and closer places where you can study. So he was thinking with every room some function.
Yes, and he thought about the scale, the human scale, about how to enter the buildings, the materials, that they are pleasant to touch, and what should the rooms be like if they are meant for meeting to each other. So yes.
So every building is a unique thing. Would you go out in the world and say like, oh, that must be an Alvar Aalto building? Could you, with your knowledge and your background, or is that something? Does it have something?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So it has a signature.
Yes.
Yes. It's not like Hundertwasser in Germany, where it's not as placative maybe, but you would recognize that.
And there are different kind of faces. For example, this building is. It is said that there is a red brick face in Alvar Aalto's architecture in 1950s. There are more and many buildings designed by use this red brick, and it's
Was he making that the popular material and to use?
Well, of course, red brick is used
everywhere
so much, but he created a special. He designed it special bricks. How to use, and he wanted to lay out to be as natural as it could be, the texture of brick. And for example, here Aalto's second wife, Elisa Aalto, he took care and watched when the brickman laid out the walls that made it more not so clean,
more natural. Yes. Aalto is the Finnish word for wave.
Yes.
And this is how Finnish people connect. Like he obviously had something in his name which influenced also his.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
The water, the forest, that is all to be seen in any material he uses here. Well, the European cultural heritage. Would you say that Alvar Aalto and this particular building is belonging to this segment?
Yes, and I think it's very interesting to see. Yes, we are used to visit Rome and beautiful cities in Germany and so on, and we more and more think about the modern heritage. So 50 years old buildings and so on. And Alvar Aalto is a person who has created so much, and he is admired by people from all over the world. So what he designs is actually, it's not just my heritage, but it's global heritage, and it's something that speaks its own language, but which can be understood everywhere. So these kind of buildings, they should last, and they should be accessible, so you can understand about Finnish culture, about Nordic welfare state, about European culture, when you come to building like this. So yes, the answer is yes. This, and there is now a project that is gather people in Finland that Alvar Aalto's heritage should be in the UNESCO heritage list, and that is an interesting project, and yes, we will see what happens, but you should see the buildings and come here to see. Yeah,
that's true. In the world, did Alvar Aalto have significant buildings also outside of Finland?
Yes, in Sweden, in Estonia, in Russia.
In Iceland?
Yes,
library.
In Iceland,
yes,
in Reykjavik,
yes.
In Nordenhouse, yes, in Germany, in USA, for example, in Italy. So yes.
So it's public buildings mainly, or was it already? Or was he focusing on public?
Both public and private buildings. Yes.
Okay. So you will remember that in Finland in Helsinki, then there's Seinäjoki. What is in Seinäjoki?
Seinäjoki, there is a administrative center. There is a church designed by Aalto, library, town hall. Very beautiful place, very interesting place. And that's nice. You can enjoy Aalto's architecture not as a one building, but as a group of buildings at a larger environment. Yes.
Okay, like a connection, like a complex.
Yeah.
So, yes. Well, but this region is, of course, the one when you want to study it. There's a route. There is guided tours. You can go alone with a headset.
Yeah.
You can
by bike or walk or by bus.
Okay, so you have a bike route.
Yes.
Bus route. That is probably on Visit Jyväskylä's website. We will have the link on YouTube, and who can read German could go to Scandinavian.life and see the article on Alvar Aalto. We will have also on YouTube links to. We select a few links where you can learn more about Alvar Aalto, the history, and of course, then if you want to visit Finland, the link to places or to routes where you can plan your trip when you arrive here. We are in Jyväskylä, and this is in a lakeland area, lake and wave and Aalto.
Yeah.
And when you travel to Finland, this is 3.5 hours away from Helsinki.
Yes.
So if you fly in here, you take a car at the airport, and you are here.
Yeah.
3.5 hours later.
Yes.
Do they have hotels or cottages? Where do you live in Jyväskylä as a tourist?
Well, there's
one of the buildings here outside.
Yeah, cottage, yes. Wonderful houses, very urban areas, but yes, the lakes are part of our lives. Yes,
and
we want to live by the lakes.
Is there a sauna building where Alvar Aalto was involved?
Yes, like I told, there's Alvar Aalto's summer cottage.
Yes,
here,
okay.
Where he spent his summers, and there's a smoke sauna, for example. It's a very interesting building.
So is that available for tourists to have a look, or?
Well, yes, you can see the details by those links you sent, but it's available. But unfortunately, you cannot have a sauna there. It's because it's a smoke sauna, but you can see the building and visit it. Yes.
What else do you think we should information about Jyväskylä, this building here, the town hall, and Alvar Aalto? What else do you think is important not to miss when you are in the region?
Well, first of all, I wish all the people who are in anyhow interested in modern culture and modern heritage, please come here, because here you can get to know Aalto's personal life, his work from 1930s to 1970s, and the beautiful landscape Alvar Aalto Museum. This is the very world city of Aalto's architecture.
This is a wonderful last sentence. Thank you very much, Leena. Dr. Leena Rossi from Säynätsalo Townhall in Jyväskylä. Thank you for listening, for watching, and more information in the link on YouTube. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.